afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, fans of Skytear. Welcome to the August World Qualifier Championships. I am the commander reporting in for duty, and joining me is... Excellent! He's not even acknowledging himself. Alright, good. We're doing a solo cast. So, welcome, here we go. We now have Eric versus IrvinePerson heading off for a battle in the spot of the World Championship tournaments.
We're not an old married couple. I don't finish your sentences.
There's absolutely a 0% chance that I would ever marry you.
Exactly, that's my point.
Great. So now, as we know, because of the rules in the playoff portion of World Qualifiers, the higher seed does get the quote-unquote coin flip victory, which in this situation was Eric. Eric, therefore, decided that he would bring his outsider, and Irvine elected to go second. So we do see that Eric will be going first, Irvine second, and the Terror of the Endless Night is going to be our outsider in this particular game. Our victory conditions, left breach, right breach, and bloodlust, which means really only one good one.
Yeah. So since, I never got properly introduced, Ryan here, also Kirito, and as RG was mentioning, we have the Terror of the Endless Night as the outsider. That is Eric's outsider. Irvin brought the Sun Ambassador, and he mentioned before the game that his outsider was not selected in any of his games throughout the qualifier.
Ouch. I think I got to, I had the, oh no, I'm talking about the July. In the last one, in the August, or in the July qualifier, I think out of 6 rounds, I think I got my outsider once. So I'm used to just playing with other people's outsiders. So we'll see how this plays out. So Eric is infamous for not attacking heroes at all. And Irvine, on the other hand, has an interesting setup so far. We do see the draft is almost completed here. Eric bringing Brilvar, Astrida, and Shillavi, which smells like minion control from a mile away. Whereas Irvine does have a Nantaka, it looks like, to deploy alongside his own Astrida, Ishitask, and Nelliklin, which means with that piercing, Brilvar's armor doesn't really matter.
Yep, and I actually played against both of these people in the Swiss rounds, and I can tell you that, as you said, Eric definitely is playing control. He and I went to a 5-round tiebreaker.
Oh, that sounds painful.
Yeah, but you mentioned that he is notorious for not attacking heroes. In the 4 rounds of Swiss, I had exactly 1 hero die through the 4 rounds, and Eric was the one who killed that hero, and he won the tiebreaker because he killed a hero.
Sounds like you need more violence in your life.
There is some truth to that.
I know. All right, so now we have hidden intel here. So let's take a look now. We don't have the ability to load it in right now because I'm pretty sure that would crash my computer. However, we do have access to Eric's tech list here. So given that this is the final round of play for both of them, no problem in exposing their deck information here. So just to give us a rundown here, the Freyhill did have shelters, nourish, and snowblinds, which I don't believe he ended up bringing here at the end. Oh, he did. So yes, so we do have those cards in play as well. Astrida has 1 copy of Crawling Darkness, 1 copy of Nightmare Incarnate, 1 Direct, 3 Speak with the Spirits, and 3 Wind Blasts. Brilvar, obviously one of Eric's core heroes, has the Presences, the Chasms, and the Sinkholes, 3 copies of each. Now, interestingly enough, the Tlakali, which he didn't bring, actually had a number of yellow cards on it, so we won't be seeing any of those in play here. But on the other hand, we do have the Ekrit with the Bewitches, Shove, Slide, Time Warp, and Nature's Reclaims, and the Shillavi with Crawling Darkness, Nightmares Incarnate, Redirect, Ice Wall, 2 copies of each of those, plus 1 copy of Topple.
Ooh, Topple's a fun card.
Indeed. I've only actually seen it played once, and when I did see it, it was played with some pretty good effects. So hopefully we get to see a little bit more Topple use as the game goes on. One of the things that I was kind of talking with Giacomo about on a sidebar one day was, due to kind of we'll say the more pacified summer, we haven't really gotten to see a whole lot of exploration of a lot of the breach cards. And I think that a lot of people just kind of jumped on the red-yellow train due to how incredibly aggressive they are, and then also some of the blue cards for control. I think green was kind of overshadowed a little bit with the other three colors. So it will be interesting to see if people can develop some strategies involving the new green cards as time goes on, since we still do have a little bit of time before the next release.
Yeah, I actually had a green-based deck that I had built for Ashen Pass before the July qualifier, but elected to go with my blue deck instead. But it was kind of a coin toss at the end, at the last second. So I almost ended up bringing a deck that kind of explored all those cards a lot more in depth.
Well, statistically, blue has been one of the most popular factions picked during the summer split here, according to our Metastat tracker. So we do. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, though, as we are kind of now getting into the game. We do see that Brovar did your traditional opening there. Worship a target, in this case, Shillavi, move into the dome, and go lead. Now we see that Nantaka is going to go ahead and go for the worship action, perhaps move into the lane and lead, or attack a minion. Let's see.
It's also interesting that he decided to worship Shillavi instead of Astrida. Normally you see that first action beat that worship on Astrida.
So my guess there is that he's going to probably use Freyhill to worship Astrida. That way Shillavi can move up, attack both minions, and then lead and get a strong push going in lane number 2. That would be my guess as to the plan there, but you are right. Normally we do see that Astrida is shapeshifted by one of her comrades.
Yeah, he also could have like a touch of Leothan or something and plan to use that. Wait, Eric doesn't use 1 mana cards. He probably has a Speak with the Spirits.
Well, if you listen to my card rundown, you would know that Astrida is carrying 3 copies of Speak with the Spirits, but we know by now that you don't listen to me, so it's okay. All right, there we go.
What was that?
The great thing about this is I can mute you anytime I want. So, we do see Shillavi going in with, as what was predicted there, the move, double attack on the minion, well, technically the attack, and then the feline pounce on the minion, and the lead action, giving a very, very strong play there. Nantaka did lead from the hand. However, as it stands, this is going to be a 6 to, we presume, 4 advantage, assuming both players lead with 3s. And so Astrida, I think, for Irvine, will need to go into lane number 2, worshiping herself and transforming one of those minions into another one in order to stabilize the lane.
So I mentioned before that I played both of these players in the Swiss rounds. I also went 2-2 in the Swiss, and surprise, surprise, my losses were to these 2 players. And both of the games were very close and games that were winnable. I'm not going to say I should have won them, but they were winnable if different decisions went a little bit differently at the very end of the game.
Yep, Skyterra is a game of, minute decisions. Sometimes one decision is all it takes to make or break your game. I do remember when I was in the Swiss for the last qualifier, I know by now it's kind of been the meme joke of the time when I was playing tape and I just kind of ended Nelliclin's turn without doing anything with him. That literally would have been a more optimal play than what I did. Like, if I would have just ended my turn with Yami and not done anything at all, it would have been smarter than when I moved her into range and then allowed Fuchs to go for the sniper kill. So, sometimes doing nothing is, in fact, the correct decision. Now, speaking of decisions here, the decision to deploy Nelliclin second, very interesting. Now, Shillavi has gone, which does limit the amount of damage that Nelliclin can take here. And in that particular lane, Astrida being over there, Astrida is most likely going to be attacking minions, so interesting deployment strategy, though, at this point. Nelliclin not hiding out in the bush does expose him to possible counterplay.
I think you are forgetting that Irvine is playing against Eric here.
True, that's right.
I think he feels like his heroes are pretty safe and not really worried about that.
That's fair.
I think he wants to save Ishitask for last to move heroes around in ways, and is trying to save Astrida as well, so that way there's no no minion for Frail to kill.
Indeed. So, interestingly enough, That pillar positioning right there would allow Ishitosk to taxi both himself and Astrida over to the other side. So Irvine might simply say, you know what, at this situation, lane 2 is lost, but I can still get lane number 1. And since both breaches are out on the board, lane number 1 resolving first is more advantageous in this particular game matchup every single time.
Yeah, and Ishitosk can just do a move and a worship and bring either Nantaka or Nelliklin into the dome, or
Indeed.
Nantaka over into lane 1. No way without a Dreams of Talot or Stone Barricade to bring Nelliklin into lane 2, but yeah.
All right, well, let's see.
Lots of options with that.
Interesting. So we're going to send Freyhill over there, attack the first minion. Astrida will obviously take care of the second minion on her turn. We see the nice +1 there. Oh, no. The pieces are going everywhere. Nope. Try it again. Token down first, then minion on top. There it is. If only TTS was more cooperative. Oh, well. And then a lead from Freyhill to the surprise of none. So, interestingly enough, though, oh no, so Astrida's not shapeshifted, so therefore this makes perfect sense. You're going to send Astrida over with a move or skirmish, depending on how far up you want to get her. I guess it doesn't really make a difference. Worship her, and then attack the final minion, spawn another minion, and that gives you, as it stands, pushing control in both lanes, but as we mentioned in this case, Ishitosk nicely positioned in order to bring Astrida right over into lane number 1, allowing her to transform the minion into one of Irvine's.
Yeah, it's also possible that we will see Irvine activate Ishitosk here and bring Astrida over into lane 1, as lane 1 is what does trigger before lane 2, so with a little bit higher priority.
If only I hadn't just said that.
I just spoke up, okay?
Clearly. Give this man...
So we do see Ishitosk going here.
All right, there it is. Worship action. So there's the pillar being removed. We both saw what was happening. I saw it about a minute and a half before you did, but that's okay. So Ishitosk goes now for the worship action. This allows Ishitosk to move up to 6 hexes and move an adjacent friendly hero also 6 hexes, provided that both Ishitosk and the moved hero end adjacent to the removed pillar. Now, interestingly enough, it looks like he actually didn't take Astrida with him. Not sure about this play here. The minion dies to the attack. Because you can't win lane number 2 with Astrida. I guess you could tie lane number 2, but that doesn't seem... Actually, no, you would win lane number 2 with Astrida because you attack and replaces so the minions tie, and then you win with a hero advantage of 1. But I feel like, as we mentioned, lane number 1 would be the stronger play since it resolves first.
So Astrida's going to go do Astrida things.
Indeed.
Which will give Eric the one control advantage in the lane.
Indeed. Now, interestingly enough, Irvine's Astrida is already... there's the safeguard. Very nice. Okay, so now the safeguard will, once we get this on screen, we can show you what the safeguard does. Adjacent friendly minions cannot be damaged. So therefore, no minion dies for Irvine means no minions spawned for Eric.
Did he still flip?
Yeah, you still have to...
There's the flip.
Yeah, you have to flip. You just don't do the damage.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask you. I was asking if he did, and it looked like Eric or Irvine said, yeah, "Don't forget to flip."
Yep. All right, so that minion survives, which means that the Astrida's turn largely ineffective. Now, of course, she will contribute 1 point there, but in this particular situation, with the Ishitosk lead and the Freyhill lead from the deck, actually, this could result in a fairly powerful win here in terms of control dome pushing, or control token pushing for Irvine, which now actually leaves him free to win lane 2 as well. Because with this here, unless, no, safeguard is a green card, so Shillavi couldn't defend that. So in this situation here, with the shapeshift action, Irvine actually wins both lanes at the cost of the dome. And in this case, again... Well, oh, go ahead.
We could see like a Nightmares Incarnate to blow up from Shillavi with the Flux to
True.
blow up that minion to even it out.
That is true. You could do that. I feel like that would be an ineffective use of the Flux, but certainly you are correct. That absolutely could be a thing. All right.
Oh, we see the hand hovering over the Flux.
Okay. Looks like you might have called it here. Let's see what we have.
Oh, Astrida's using it. Oh.
Okay. So this will at least force a tie in lane 1. Okay.
If Frail has a 3, it forces a tie.
Correct. Yeah, that actually, I'm not sure if I like that play, actually. I feel like Shillavi should have done that to force a guaranteed tie in lane 2. Because Eric did not predict that. Okay. Frail leads with a 3. We're good. All right, so we have a tie in lane there. We do have a 1 point advantage in lane number 2. So therefore, Irvine gets 1 point on, that would be left breach for him from his perspective. No points awarded to right breach for either player there, or right breach there for him, nor left breach for Eric. So 1 card draw for him, and the control of the outsider goes to Eric. So Terror of the Endless Night, we'll go ahead and pull him over to the side there for us. Terror of the Endless Night must spawn in a cover hex. Nightmarish Roar allows each hero to be hit, slowed, and then pushed by 1 hex, so very useful for control. Dreadful Majesty, place target hero adjacent to the Terror of the Endless Night, apply Disarm. Less useful here in a control game, more useful in an aggression game. And then Bloodlust, apply Frenzy to target adjacent friendly hero. Again, that was much more useful before the Frenzy changes because the double attack would allow Astrida to go ahead, kill 2 minions, spawn 2 more minions, and produce a fairly overwhelming advantage. So we'll have to see what Eric is going to do with his shiny purple bear toy.
Yep. I think I would give the win to Eric in this round, probably. I think the Terror is going to be able to create a pretty significant advantage for Eric.
Okay, well, okay, so spawning there. So I'm wondering here, is the plan, skirmish over. Okay, yeah, so skirmish over, push both heroes, I guess, with the Nightmarish Roar, and disarm Sumastrita, because in that case, if Irvine flips a 0, he can't use the ability there. Oh, no, disarming Nantaka. Okay, that makes some sense as well. Nantaka does
makes sense
get...
positioning-wise.
Yeah.
Just because Nantaka was closer.
Yes. All right, so that... and then the push there, very nice. Okay, so that actually makes it so Nantaka would have to use the skirmish action in order to get within control zone influence.
Yeah, and it also means that Nantaka is not going to be able to kill any minions unless he has some sort of ability to remove the condition.
That is correct. Due to the fact that both Eric's minions are in the cover hex, and they are very, very far away.
Yep, Astrida also won't be able to. So as I was saying before, I think this gave Eric a pretty significant advantage going into round 2 by winning the Terror.
Yeah, that was actually very good positioning there. I'm not sure why Irvine chose to move the control hex like that. I guess...
I was just about to say the same.
I guess the plan there was he was going to try and spawn the minions to block the Terror spawn, but I don't know. That would be my guess.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say the same thing. I think that is the that positioning with the control token was not very good for Irvine.
Yeah, because if you left the 1 cover hex open, then the Terror could still make its way over to Nantaka, but you don't get to nail both Astrida and Nantaka. So, I mean, of course, Eric probably still would have spawned the bear where it was, but like at least there was then the option to try and get him to force that misplay. Oh well. On to round number 2. Here we go. So we're going to start off with Astrida, who is shapeshifted. Now, is there another safeguard? Safeguard 2, protection Boogaloo? Nope. All right, dead minion. 1 gone for Irvine, +1 for Astrida as she goes to 14 hit points. Now, a fairly strong board position here. Does Astrida go for the lead? Yes. Okay, so this frees Freyhill up to attack a minion and then potentially push into the dome. Or some other plays as well. So let's see what Irvine does in this position here.
So what do you think how do you think the game is going to end? Do you have any predictions?
The game is going to end with one player fulfilling a victory condition. As in, not Nexus Destruction.
I would be shocked if someone got Nexus Destruction with these victory conditions.
Yeah, well, especially considering that the game ends when any tower explodes, that would require some serious rule fuddy-duddiness.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
Like, literally, any of the 4 towers explodes, it's game over for one of the players, since we have both breaches on the field.
Yeah. It would be interesting if there were a way to kind of bypass the towers, but there is no way to do that with the current rules and cards.
Please don't give Ricardo ideas.
No, I'm giving Giacomo ideas. No, so I'm giving Ricardo ideas. Giacomo's going to come with his own bad ideas that we can blame him for.
I mean, we can still blame Giacomo for Ricardo's ideas. That's kind of how this works. But, all right. In the meantime, Astrida is going to activate. Now, Astrida has declared a skirmish action. Nope, we're going with Nantaka, not Astrida. Okay. So Nantaka has declared the skirmish action. So, going for a skirmish, going... like... As an Nantaka, you just feel so sluggish in this positioning here. You can't get to the minions. I guess you can worship down a pillar just for placement, but I'm not sure what all you want to do here. So attacking the bear is pointless. You don't have hunting for power, so you can't even draw a card there. You're also disarmed, so it's not likely to really deal damage. Oh! We're going to play Espionage. Okay. Very nice. A not very often seen card here. Espionage is going to allow for prediction from either player's deck.
I love this card.
And we're going to play +2. Yeah, you and Irvine might be the only 2 people that regularly use this card, actually.
I don't really use it that regularly. There's so many other cards. It's hard to find places for it, but I do love the card. I think it has a lot of versatility. I think it's also especially good in the draft tear format.
All right, and we are going to see a lead from the deck. So using that Espionage card from Ishitosk in order to assure that he knows what the lead from the deck is. That's going to preserve a little bit more of his hand size for some play next round if he so chooses. And we do see the dual worship coming down. So we're going to get to see a pillar placed, and then Nantaka will be shapeshifted, which means she cannot be moved by enemy effects, which would include another Terror of the Endless Night displacement attempt. Now, of course, Nantaka is vulnerable to the charm from Shillavi, which would then open Nantaka up to other shenanigans as the round goes on or at the minion phase. But as it stands, with the shapeshifted condition, Nantaka isn't going anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
Are you from Texas now?
No, not now.
Good. All right, so moving in, now we have Shillavi. So Shillavi is going to go for the minion cleanup here. Again, she is shapeshifted, so we're going to club one minion, turn around and whack another minion. Dead minion number 1. Get rid of the one in the cover hex. Makes sense. Dead minion number 2 from the feline pounce, and we do see another +1. And let's see. Do we now lead? Yes, we do. All right, so the lead action has been conducted. Not sure. What really she gets to do. Uh-oh, and it seems like OBS has gone jank on us. Okay, that should fix it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm missing something here.
No, you're not missing anything. Somehow, I think whenever I went to put up one of the cards, I must have accidentally clicked something, and so like the OBS screen cap window basically shrunk down to a size and made a whole bunch of like black space on the screen. So that ended up going awry.
Oh, got it. Okay, now I see it.
Yeah.
I just thought it had to do with the way that he took the picture.
We're good, hopefully. Still a problem, do let us know. We will blame Giacomo some more for it. I'm not sure how it's his fault, but I'm sure I can make up a way.
Yep. By the way, has anyone said anything in chat? Because I don't see anything.
I actually do not have chat open at the moment, so hopefully they haven't, because I would feel very bad if we were not interacting with the chat and they had questions.
Okay, I don't see anything in chat, so okay cool.
All right, meanwhile, Ishitosk coming in to... using the worship action to bring both Neliclin and himself into the dome here, positioning Neliclin over into the lane. Ah, this makes a lot of sense here. So what's going to happen now... yeah, it looks like it's good on my end here now. I'm looking at the stream. I've got a second thing open now, so it looks like it's been fixed. So now that Neliclin is over here in the lane, what's going to be able to happen is Neliclin is able to move adjacent to the minions in the cover hex and is going to be able to shoot them out and provide line of sight for Astrida to come in, snipe a minion, and then respawn a minion for Irvine if that is the choice. Now, Ishitosk has led in the dome as well. That's going to force Eric to either keep someone in the dome and lead as well, or he can choose to yield the dome and attempt to seize control elsewhere. There is a current tie in lane number 1, which means no tower damage can be dealt until a minimum of turn 3. However, there is 1 point advantage from round 1 for Irvine in control zone 2, which means that an overload could result in significant tower damage for Eric if he doesn't control the wave of people invading his space.
So looks like Eric is activating Brilvar here.
Rar. So Brilvar is actually going to be slowed now due to the fact that he activated adjacent to Ishitosk while Ishitosk is within 3 of a pillar. So that does result in Eric declaring the skirmish. And, and we're going to play Grasp of Granite. Nice. Another new card that we haven't seen a whole lot of, again, because it's a green card. So Grasp of Granite, if the target enemy has slow, then the next movement effect is nullified. Otherwise, apply slow to them. Guess what? Brilvar is slowed from activating adjacent to Ishitosk, so unless there is a way to cleanse the slow off of Brilvar, this skirmish essentially gets canceled.
Yep, and Brilvar being slow is also going to have no way of getting out of the dome.
Correct.
So I'm going to guess that Brilvar is kind of just going to, well, set in the dome.
That is correct. So now, and the thing is, with Ishitosk being a tank, like, it's not even like you can attack and really do much there. So basically,
he's going to worship.
Yeah, we're going to lead, and then I assume worship the Brilvar there, or worship the Freyhill, as she is also within 3.
Probably himself makes more sense.
Well, there's the worship action declared. Let's see who it goes on. Yep, on himself. So that will force Ishitosk to taunt and waste an attack on his next activation. But again, as Ishitosk, you're not terribly concerned about that. Mostly you just kind of want to worship your way around the field and potentially lead. So we now see Neliclin going in. All right, Nelly doing Nelly things there. Moving over to provide some line of sight. Going to attack this minion right here. very dead minion, as it is 3+. And I don't believe Irvine had any -1s in his deck, so even a disarm wouldn't prevent that. Although there is potentially a response from Shillavi, so if she can... She's going to play a redirect. Okay, we'll take that. That works.
Redirecting to himself and not the terror.
Correct, because Shillavi has 18 hit points. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, why wouldn't you redirect to the terror? Because then you can have the terror take a swing at Nantaka. Or something. So redirect, right there, boom, right there. Target an effect on the stack by target enemy hero. Change the target of the effect to a new legal target. So the interesting thing about this, though, now, is that Astrida with a... she's not worshipped, though. Never mind. That is unfortunate. That is 4 hexes away. So you can't really still do that. Unlucky. Should have used that worship action on Astrida from Nantaka instead of Nantaka herself. Oh, well. Actually, I think, never mind. The inability to move Nantaka, I think it provides more value. And now that now that Shillavi has burned all of the mana, there's no real way to charm that off without sending Astrida or Freyhill deep into the blue territory, or turn 2 territory there. So
yeah, Freyhill could get in range barely, but I don't know if that's entirely worth it. Maybe it is, because Astrida can kind of probably hold down that whole lane by herself. So. Oh
yeah, I mean at this point, Eric has an overwhelming win in the lane number 1. We can see that Irvine has pretty much abandoned lane number 1 and is going. Seems almost like it's an all-in attack on lane 2 here. Now, I don't believe there's gonna be. Now, interestingly enough, Eric actually goes first. So dependent on what Freyhill does here. You might actually be able to set up for a complete annihilation here. Oh no, Shillavi led. Never mind. Shillavi led, so you will not be able to take out the tower in 1 turn, and that's actually going to set up Irvine for tower destruction in lane number 1 at the end of turn 3. And as we mentioned, lane number 1 resolves first, which means that needs to be defended against.
Yeah, I could see Frail staying over there just for that reason. Like, yeah, Frail could go over and help in lane 2, but lane 1 is the more important lane. So even if she doesn't provide anything now, having her in position for the next round could be useful.
Indeed.
Or Frail could just go into the dome and, try and lock down the terror.
Yeah, because Brovar is a deck lead there, and Irvine's Ishitosk is a lead from the hand, which means that this is probably the smarter play here. Another lead, I assume. Yep, there we go. So Eric's going for twice the value there. Ooh, both leads from the deck, though. So going to try and make the gamble that one of those 2 cards is a 3. Knowing Eric, there's a pretty good probability. So let's go ahead and do some math here. We have one more person to activate. First, Astrida. I was looking at the wrong Astrida. Okay, so what can happen here is Irvine can move Skirmish and then attack the minion, and then spawn a new minion. So this is actually big. I was looking at Eric's Astrida by mistake when I said Astrida wasn't shapeshifted earlier, so I apologize for that. And so now, with this play, that flips it around. Now, it's still not enough to ensure tower destruction at this point, due to the fact that A, Shillavi has a lead, and B, there's still 1 minion left on the field, but it's going to deal a fair amount of damage to Eric's tower and give Irvine a 3-2 minion advantage here, which will set him up very nicely for turn 3, provided that he's going to be able to defend against... Oh, here's the thing. You know what you could do? You can, if Irvine wins the terror in the dome, he can easily grab Astrida, disarm her, and then slow push her, basically so that she's against the Nexus wall, and then have absolutely no way to influence Control Zone 1.
Yep, I did that to Irvine my game against him.
Nice. So
actually, I think my project Eric too, and Eric did it to me. We're doing it to each other because that's what the terror does.
It's true. So let's actually see. So winning the dome here actually might be crucial for winning the overall game. So let's see what happens here. We do need to do math first in lanes number 1 or number 2 in order to resolve the lanes, and then we'll take a look and see what we have at the dome. Now, Astrida doesn't have a lead here, but ultimately it doesn't matter either. It is a 4-1 advantage there. You can't do more really than win by 3 here. Oh no, God, I keep looking at the wrong Astrida. So Eric did lead from deck with his Astrida, but you can't win by more than 3 anyways here. It doesn't really make a difference, I should say, winning more by by more than 3. So we do now see, yeah, words are hard. So Astrida is going to provide a 5-2 minion advantage for Eric in that particular lane, which is crucial. Now, we do see that Shillavi has a 3, Nantaka also has a 3, so they basically cancel each other out. So that's going to result in, I believe, 3 points of tower damage.
That was also Dance the Predator and Consulting the Heart that were led with right there.
Okay, so both ultimates. Only 2 damage, right, because of the minion. I miscounted. All right, so the control zone now is pressed against the tower for both players. Again, more advantage in the right breach damage for Irvine, but Eric gets to resolve lane number 1 first at the end of turn 3, which means that there do need to be some level of mitigation measures. Let's see what happens here.
I was surprised that Frail went to where she did instead of like one spot over to the left, just to get a little bit deeper into lane 1 next round.
That's a good point, yeah. All right, so what do we have here for the final resolution?
Rovar led with a Chasm and Fred led with a Nourish, so he did hit one.
So that does mean that Eric gets the dome there. All right, so Terror being positioned right there, the Outsider skill number 2, we're going to yoink Nantaka, or excuse me, we're going to yoink Neliclin. We cannot yoink Nantaka. So, interesting, we're going to attack Neliclin now. This is the first damage to the hero all game. This makes me very sad. 3 damage to Neliclin brings him down to 11. Doesn't really care too much about that. And then I assume we're going to slow and push him. Yes. You can't do that. You cannot push Nantaka. She is shapeshifted. Put that down. You can push Neliclin.
That's what Eric said. Or that's what Irvin said. He's like,
put her down!
That being said, Nantaka is still going to be slowed.
Correct. Yes, she does still get slowed, but she cannot be moved. Which actually is important because, if you pushed her, well, yeah, if you would have pushed her where, well, if you pushed her straight back, it wouldn't have made a difference, but if you pushed her where Neliclin currently was, then Nantaka wouldn't have been able to get in range of the control token. But since Nantaka cannot be moved, does not matter. So, in the board state, here we go into round number 3. So that outsider victory crucial, I think, for Eric, giving him, I would say, a very strong board control here. He does get first activation, which means it is entirely possible that he just sends Astrida into the dome and has her sing a song for Ishatosk. And unless there is a sinkhole for Irvine, automatic hero going to sleep.
So Astrida's ultimate is already in his discard, along with his Avalanche and the Predator. So
okay, so never mind.
And Glacial Rebirth. All 4 ultimates of Eric's are in his discard.
Nice. Okay, well, Glacial Rebirth, I don't think we're that concerned about, given the lack of damage from this game. But certainly the other 3 are all control ultimates. Avalanche letting you smack people around. The song we've already talked about. And then, of course, the Dance of the Predator allows Shillavi extreme movement and the ability to get rid of 2 minions.
Yeah. That being said, the only ultimate we've seen from Irvin so far is Consulting the Heart. So plenty of options from Irvin. With you could see a From Below from Ishatosk, or Song of the Siren from Astrida, or even the Call of the Queen from Nantaka could be quite strong.
Oh yes. So if and Irvine does have a full hand of cards. So if you wouldn't mind, Kirito, so I don't have to scroll up, can you tell me how many cards are in Irvine's discard pile right now?
You cut out there. I didn't catch that.
Would you mind telling me how many cards are in Irvine's discard pile?
12.
12. Okay, so it's statistically not likely that he's... let's see. We've got 3 ultimates. We've got... There's a chance he's got an ultimate. Which ultimate it is depends. Is it going to be useful? Also depends. Nantaka's ultimate here I don't think is very useful. None of Eric's heroes are really in any danger of dying. And I think that one way or the other, the game is likely to end on this round. Eric is significantly in control of lane number 1. Irvine has a pretty good control of lane number 2. If Astrida is able to sing for one of Eric's heroes, that's going to provide Irvine, I think, the edge that he needs. I think that lose...
Also, Eric, we have seen 2 sinkholes from Eric so far and 1 from Irvin.
Okay, so 1 sinkhole potentially for Eric, 2 potentially for Irvine. So this is about to be, let's see what happens. All right, Freyhill is going to activate.
Yes. We've also seen twice as many cards from Eric as we have from Irvin. So
Yes.
I'm mentioning we're seeing all these more cards we've seen from him that are good. He's seen more cards in general. There's a lot. So even though Irvin has more ultimates left, there's also more total cards left. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Irvine does have a 4-2 minion advantage over in lane number 2, so we do see Freyhill moving over for the attack action. Now, there is not a flip yet, so is Astrida perhaps... Astrida's going to play her own redirect. Very nice. Okay, so Irvine is not going to be able to cast Song of the Siren, but that's okay because Freyhill is instead going to attack Nantaka, who has 18 hit points and really is not concerned about dying. Bringing Nantaka down to 16, 2 goes through. Doesn't matter whether she's shapeshifted or not, as Nantaka has no armor. So I guess at this point, perhaps you lead with Freyhill? Or perhaps you worship Shillavi. That way you can get the Shillavi double claw action. At the same time, if there's a charm from Irvine, that does expose Shillavi to potentially being charmed.
Yeah, but if you're Irvin, do you charm off that shapeshift, or do you charm off one of the slows on one of your heroes?
That's a good point. Or do you just... Who are you worshiping here? I assume you're worshiping Shillavi. Yeah, there's no reason to worship Freyhill at this point. All right, and we're going to heal Shillavi. Not that this really matters. Shillavi does recover 2 to 15. I think there was a very, very low chance that Irvine was considering to kill Shillavi, even if he had Call of the Queen in hand, Nantaka's ultimate. I just don't think that there's been enough damage output in this game for that card to be used as a played card. As a lead card, certainly a 3-mana card still has value, but...
There's a fair chance. I mean, 4 minions plus Frenzy, that's 8++. I mean... I think that 2 HP could be the difference, honestly, and whether Shillavi dies or not.
Perhaps. Well, let's see. All right, we're going for the skirmish. Maybe you're right. I mean, there is the pillar there. Okay, so we're going for the attack action. Nope, because we would have seen Call of the Queen come down, as it is an action card. So this attack does do 8++ to Shillavi. Looking to see, is there a possible reaction? Redirect doesn't work here. There are no legal targets other than Shillavi for Nantaka here, so redirect wouldn't work. A sinkhole from Freyhill could be the answer. That sinkhole would push Nantaka back.
Nantaka can't be moved.
Oh, right. Nantaka's still shapeshifting. That's right.
Double sinkhole on the flip there.
Eric's happy to see that, because that means that no sinkholes can be played for Irvine. That is unfortunate.
Wow.
Wait, why did Shillavi only take 6 damage? Oh, yeah, because that's right. Never mind. That's because that's all that she gets. Whoops. All right, so Shillavi... Oh, but here comes Strength of the Pack. Very nice. So this 6 damage here is actually going to bring Shillavi down to 3 HP, as this will deal 6 damage. Now, this one is, of course, redirectable, and Freyhill's going to play Shelter. So... Shelter is going to do a small amount of healing, but nevertheless, enough.
4 healing, I believe?
Yes,
13?
because
Yep.
It is 2 plus the remaining amount of mana.
7.
There we go. Heal another target hero for an amount of HP equal to the caster's remaining mana plus 2. Of course, this is round 3, so therefore Freyhill will have 2 remaining mana at this point. And... thus heal for 4, as you said, putting Shillavi at a net result of 7. So actually very important for keeping Shillavi alive there. As that was a total of 6 HP healed, which would have put Shillavi on 1, which would have basically been a guaranteed kill from Astrida. So we need a big Nellicum play. And unfortunately, I don't know what the big Nellicum play can be here, because we've seen Consulting the Heart. All 3 sinkholes are gone. I'm concerned.
Charm?
I said big play.
Charm would be pretty big. Or Charm.
We're going to need more than a charm.
Charm. Nelliclin can cast the charm?
So Nelliclin does have access to yellow cards right now, if there are any in Irvine's hand.
Yeah, we could see something like a charm, and then maybe like a
Wind
Nightmares
Blast?
Incarnate or something, and then a worship, and then still do like a chasm or topple or something.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah. Oh, but Freyhill's going with the Speak with the Spirits card. All right, so we mentioned this card earlier. So Speak with the Spirits, one of the new cards from the Breach, very interesting because it actually gives you 2 effects. So you can predict 2, you can apply Shapeshifted to a friendly hero within 3, and you can apply a Disarm to a target enemy hero. So Eric going to select 2 effects.
Yep, he disarmed Astrida and is currently predicting.
Makes sense. As both of the heroes within 3 are already shapeshifted, that's kind of a moot point there. And disarming Astrida makes it harder for her to be able to use her ability. Of course, if she flips a 0 on the attack action against the minion does not die, and therefore, as we saw earlier from the safeguard play, no minion die, no minion spawn. All right. Shillavi is going to attack the minion there. Does Irvine have a response? Nope. All right, so 1 minion dies, and now another minion dies to the feline pounce. And no, Zerago, I apologize. I may have missed your comment at the beginning, but no, it is 6++. You did not miss anything. 4 minions plus the 2 on Nantaka does deal 6++ to the Shillavi. All right, so Eric is going to finish off with another worship action here, worshipping Shillavi herself, going to increase her HP again up to 9, I assume, or are we just passing the heal? Nope, there's the flip for the heal, brings Shillavi up to 9, and basically making it so that Shillavi can't die here. With Nelliclin being disarmed, even a Rampant Hatred isn't going to kill her, which is tragic and unfortunate because I was hoping we could see some blood in this game, but alas, I am yet again denied. Bonjour to you as well. We are happy to have you. I would have preferred.
Hey, look at this. We have chat now.
We do have chat. It's amazing. We're moving up in the world.
Pleasure to have you with us. We have the full Outsiders Only squad here now.
We
2
do.
in the booth and 1 in chat.
This is very true. Okay, so with that being the end of Shillavi's turn, it is now time for Irvine to activate. Now the question is, what does he do?
Also, Nantaka has activated and is sideways, but the HUD is not showing a Nantaka dimmed out for some reason, but Nantaka has already activated.
Indeed. I blame tape. And therefore we blame Giacomo for not getting on tape to fix that.
I think it might have something to do with that, the fact that the strength of the pack they cast is underneath Nantaka's card slightly.
Yeah, that'll trigger it. Yeah, because the card would be vertically positioned. So,
yep.
The card, yeah, that'll do it. All right, so
I would fix it, but it'll make strength of the pack pop up in the stack again, and I don't really want to.
Yeah, we're fine. We know that Nantaka's activated. All right, so Nelliclin has gone for the skirmish action. I assume we're not going for the flip. Nope. All right, we are going for the move action now. That does put Nelliclin within range, is able to attack a minion there for 1+, even through the disarm. Or we just play Call of the Pack. Okay. So this Call of the Pack is going to do a little bit less. This is going to do 4 damage to Shillavi. Is there another response? Let's see.
Really trying to take out that Shillavi.
Yeah. Shillavi did lead here, so if she doesn't... Oh, he played Call of the Pack, not Strength of the Pack. Whoops.
Yes, that is Call of the Pack.
Yep, wrong card. Okay, never mind. I thought it said Strength of the Pack there. So let's bring up Call of the Pack. So Call of the Pack is actually going to spawn a minion.
Worship?
I assume he has to worship here.
Did he remove a pillar?
He may have just removed this and replaced the same one, I assume.
don't see any pillars. I saw he added one. I didn't see him remove one.
Huh.
I doubt that's really going to affect the game at all. And I also might have just missed a pillar somewhere.
Wasn't there one in the... Yeah, no, I think there was one in the dome, actually. Yeah, there was one in the dome.
Okay. Yeah, maybe under Brovar or something. Yeah.
Yeah, he removed the one in the dome.
Okay.
All right, so Neliclin has 3 mana. So 5 minions on the field now. Not enough to spike Shilovy still. Although he actually did exhaust Neliclin. So I can't imagine what kind of counterplay you're trying to set up for here. Chasm does...
Topple.
Well, the problem is Topple, unless you're going to like yeet Freyhill into the dome, doesn't really do much here for you. Chasm isn't going to get Shilovy out of control zone line of sight. Astrida is just going to march down the wayside here and clean house. So Ishatosk has to go to lane 1. That has to be the case, because with Ishatosk lead in lane number 1, you don't have enough to kill the dome, or to kill the tower, I don't believe. Let's see, that would be 6 minions, plus Astrida gives you 4.
I think Astrida, Irvine's Astrida has to stay in lane 2 because he doesn't have a lead there right now.
Yes, so... Yeah, so Irvine with Ishatosk, but Ishatosk is going to have to waste its attack on Brovar, so this actually is going to be one of the times that it matters. But even with that being said, I think Irvine can survive with 1 if Ishatosk goes over there and leads with a 3. If I'm doing the math in my head correctly. And let's see, that would be 5 to 10. So, Astrida did lead from the deck, though. Okay, so yeah. So actually, Ishatosk going over there looks more appealing. Also interesting to note, we have not seen a single presence game played with 8 blue heroes on the field. I'm a little bit concerned about this.
Concerned or happy?
Both.
Yeah, bringing Ishatosk over there would, in fact, get, even if that is a 3 on Astrida, if Ishatosk goes over with a 3 lead, the 1 minion would in fact be enough to keep Irvine alive, even without killing a minion.
All right. So we got the double redirect combo here. So Irvine's Astrida has declared the attack on the minion, at which point the Astrida the Shilovy decided to redirect it onto Freyhill, and then Neliclin says, no, we're going to redirect it back where it was going. This is going to put another minion advantage here. So this is actually huge. Irvine can now use his last action. Oh no, that was only his first action actually. Irvine can now get a little bit closer to the control token if he wants to avoid these... Oh no, Freyhill's out of mana, so I guess Brovar could sinkhole you.
And I should also specify here that Astrida did flip Espionage, a +1 on that attack, so even while disarmed, still killed the minion.
Indeed. All right. Sinkhole and Topple, Zergel? No, so we've seen all 3 sinkholes from Irvine, so we know that's not a possibility, but Topple and Chasm could still come out. We're not sure exactly what the effectiveness could be there with those, although, again, with Ishatosk, if there's no presence for Irvine, since Freyhill is already activated and doesn't have mana, and Brovar has to go before Ishatosk, you could drag Freyhill into the dome, then worship your way over to lane 1 and control the area.
Also, we have seen 0 topples or chasms from Irvine.
That is correct. For the number of fun cards in the deck, and by fun, I mean topple, because neither chasm nor sinkhole are fun, we haven't actually seen any of them played, which is a tragic and unfortunate situation. So, let's see.
All right, so should be Brilvar now for Eric.
Indeed.
Based on process of elimination.
Yep. So Brilvar is slowed as he is activating next to Ishatosk. Does Irvine have another granite? Oh, that's the other thing too, actually. If he wanted to, Irvine could just use
Grasp graphite.
Yeah. Oh, right. We already said, yeah, we just said, yeah, Ishitosk couldn't sinkhole for a hill, and we've seen all three. Never mind. So that's actually not a possibility.
Yeah, I was going to ask if it makes sense for Brilvar to stay in the dome next to Ishitosk to steal that action, or to just get into the lane.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. On the one hand, yeah, you do force the wasted attack, but on the other hand, I feel like Irvine has a little bit stronger of a situation in lane number 2 than Eric could have in lane number 1, just because that of the last person moves. So we do see Brilvar going for the move action here. Okay, so we are going to attack a minion, so this is going to bring the minion counter down to 3.
So the case for keeping Brilvar in the dome there would mean that he will get 2 in the dome no matter what next round.
Also true.
And the pair and could just throw a Shrita into a corner.
Also true. All right, we do see the attack coming down on the minion there.
Next round, I haven't done the math.
Oh, there it is.
That's the reason to bring Brilvar into the lane.
There it is. Okay, that is unfortunate. There's the presence. Probably one of the most hated cards in the game by basically everyone that has a soul. The caster gets -1 control for this turn, and you get to predict 2. The predict 2 is okay, but the -1 control is oof.
I think you mean one of the most loved cards in the game.
I prefaced it by people who aren't degenerates without a soul.
Well, we can agree that it's one of the strongest cards in the game.
Absolutely, we can agree with that. And probably one of the cards that people hate the most and would like to see banned.
Okay, but that's the part that I said we wouldn't agree on.
Well, that's because you are a dirty blue player. So it is what it is. All right. So with that being said,
you were the one who was complaining about not.
Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like your time on air is up. Sorry. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Denied. All right, we do not give equal airtime to opposing viewpoints here on Commander News. This is the way of the aggression and the way of Yami, and everyone else, well, you get to take the back seat. All right, so
you don't really have a place in this match, do you?
No, this is everything that is sad and tragic and unfortunate about this game, all on one board. Oh well, we all have to live with it. So, Brilvar has ended, so this now gives Eric a total of, let's see, 4, 5, plus whatever Astrida and Shillavi are holding. No, Astrida's in the other lane. So, plus whatever Shillavi is holding. So, potentially a maximum of 8. So, we do see now Irvine going to activate the last hero there with Ishitosk. Removing that pillar makes total sense. Ishitosk absolutely has to go over there, or it is game over by left breach for Eric. So we're going to worship ourselves, move next to the minion, attack the minion, lead with Ishitosk. That's going to guarantee that tower holds. Now, with that being said, there's not really any room for some... Oh, okay. Very nice. Call the pack. So call the pack. In this case, we're going to spawn a minion, and because Irvine has less minions than Eric in this position, is going to spawn another one. So this is going to further stabilize lane number 1 for Irvine.
Yeah, I just realized there was another option for Irvine, but he probably didn't have. I guess he didn't have it in hand. But from below would have been nice there as well.
Indeed, from below would have been. He may be saving the from below as a lead action because he still needs to lead here in order to ensure that his tower doesn't completely get destroyed.
Going from deck.
Okay. Well, we're leading from deck, so there goes that theory. All right, so it is now time to do math. Oh, here we go. Astrida has a Nightmares Incarnate coming down.
No. That was him tapping a hero, and it just like hit the card. I don't think that was an actual Nightmare.
No, because Irvine just removed a monster or a minion, and Shillavi is going to randomly nourish herself because why not?
Yes, it was that Astrida casting the Nightmares, not the other Astrida.
Correct.
My bad.
There are two Astridas.
They both have. Oh, that one has a redirect number. Yeah, never mind.
No worries, it's all good. All right, so we're going to do math in lane here. So it does look like we have 5 minions there. So Irvine does manage to only take 1 tower damage point. So interestingly enough, that Nightmares Incarnate actually very, very important there for Eric. Otherwise, it would have been a push in lane 1, and that would have been not good for him. Now, that being said, it is now 7-2 for the minion control in lane number 1. And without a Wind Blast or something like that, those minions are going to overwhelm the next turn.
It would not have been a tie in lane 1. It just would have been fewer minions dying.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I forgot. Yeah, because the 2 minions died. Yeah, you're correct. My apologies. All right, so let's see. What do we have in lane number 2 here? So, looks like a -1 for the lead, a +2 for the lead. Oh. Eric actually won lane number 2. Oh, that is not good for Irvine.
Yeah, I believe Irvine led with a 1, while Eric had
Ooh.
a 3.
Unfortunate. All right, so at this point here, Irvine now not getting the dome either, as the dome has been vacated. Eric in a very strong position as we go into round number 4. Eric has also shuffled the deck and now has re-access to draw all of those ultimates that could allow him to just kind of knock and control Irvine's team.
By the way, I just want to comment on the fact on how it's interesting how Eric has Topple in his deck without any green heroes. It's an interesting tech against green-based decks to remove their pillars.
Sir, I want you to take 20 seconds and reevaluate what you just said.
It does not say friendly pillar, right?
It doesn't.
So he has it in his deck without any green heroes, any way to create pillars, so that way he can use it to remove his opponent's pillars.
Indeed.
I don't understand what I said that was wrong.
I didn't say you said anything that was wrong. I just said I wanted you to reevaluate your statement. Mostly because I'm bored and I just want something to pass the time in between the turn because we don't really have much more analysis to do.
I don't think it needed any reevaluating.
You can always reevaluate things. You need to have a growth mindset. It is always possible to do better than you did before.
No, I disagree. I think it was perfect.
Well, that's where you're wrong. All right, now moving. I don't know. I'm bored. Moving on to lane number 4 here. Turn number 4.
Lane 4, yep.
Lane 4. We need a lane 4 in this game. It might make things more spicy. All right, so activating Shillavi. Shillavi is shapeshifted, so we've seen this a number of times before. We kill 1 minion, we turn around, Feline pounce the other one. Bye-bye 2 minions for Irvine. And ooh, let's see. Yep, there's the +0 there. Irvine, you seriously need to get Song of the Siren out here and stop one of his heroes. Oh no, there's the Wind Blast coming out from Shillavi. Okay. So Wind Blast.
That doesn't do too much. It just gets, there's only 2 minions there.
Right, but the problem is that now Irvine can't really deal enough damage to destroy the tower.
But he can kill Shillavi potentially.
Great. That's still not going to win him the game.
Yes, but you'll get to see a hero die.
I mean, yes, but at this point, I'm not sure that it matters. Pour one out for the dead people.
Are you saying that you don't think killing heroes is relevant?
In this game, no, sadly, which makes me very sad.
I thought you'd be excited by a dead hero no matter what.
I mean, the only time that's the case is when the dead heroes can we. All right. Let's see. Oh, I can get this Wind Blast off the screen. So with that play, obviously you don't want to prematurely call the game, but Eric, very, very strong position. We're going to need to see some serious magic out of Irvine. It's going to have to involve something to clear out the minions, clear out Eric's heroes.
Or both.
No, it's and both. Like you need to do both because Eric still has 3 HP on his tower. Like, if that tower was down to 1, I would say you could, like, just clear out either or, and you'd be okay. But with 3 HP on the tower, you need to do both. It's just not flying.
Yeah, I mean, we could see Ishita's do things like, Presence plus Call the Pack. or stuff like that to kind of do some damage over there, but it is definitely going to be difficult for Ishitas to hold that by herself.
Zergul would like to argue that it's difficult to find professionals these days, to which point I would like to point out that we're not being paid, which makes us amateurs. And so you are absolutely correct, Zergul.
Yep.
What do you think about them apples, sir?
We're not all as good as you.
Is Irvine running Umburial? Ask Tapes. We're actually not sure, Tape, as we never got the deck list. But from what we've seen, we have not seen an Umburial rights. Because if he was, that would also be huge. But based on the fact we haven't seen one yet, either in the flips or in the plays, we're going to assume no.
With all 25 cards we have seen in his discard, there are none.
Which is very sad and unfortunate, because this is like an Umburial right player's like dream setup here. You've got 5 pillars on board. You could very easily flip control with a key Umburial. Now, of course, the problem here is if Eric has a barring the way, because there's no minion on control zone 2, like it's very easy to shut that down. And you are welcome, Zergul. I do what I can to help. I aim to please. All right, so
do you though?
What? Try to help or aim to please?
Aim to please.
I do actually. I am all about the community.
So it's about who you please. Got it.
I mean, we're looking at the community at large here. All right. 1 damage to Nantaka, bringing her to or +1 on the flip there, rather. Excuse me, bringing her to a whopping 14 HP. We may actually get to see someone dip into single-digit HP. I'm not going to hold my breath because I think it's highly likely, but we may get there.
It's an interesting position for Nelliclith.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is here. If Hunting for Power was on the board, I'd say this was a setup to turn and spike the Terror, but like that's not it. So I don't know what the plan is here. Nelliclith is 3 away, which means you can very easily knock him out of the control. Well, no, actually you can't, because you can't knock him back into the Terror. So you would need...
But a Chasm would. You just push the Terror and Nelliclith.
That's a good point. You're right. And a Sinkhole would do the same thing. Yeah, you just move the Terror ahead of the Nelliclith. That's a good point. Yeah, not sure what the point of that was there. All right, well, Brilvar's coming up. Does Brilvar drop the Avalanche for the fun? Avalanche is a great card used to bully people around quite literally, as Brilvar gets to go ahead and shove, I think, 4 times. Adjacent heroes. Always fun to watch. Very practical in a control matchup, because you can also shove your own heroes, even though it does apply slow to them at the same time, but it does allow you to reposition them. So if you just kind of want to get them a little bit closer to the control token, something of that nature, very, very useful there as well. We do see the lead action coming from Brilvar and a worship action shape-shifting himself right there. That's going to mean that there will be no Astrida attacks for Irvine on the Brilvar if he can't do something about the Brilvar first.
Yep, we might see a different hero activate here to get rid of that shapeshift with a charm or something.
Now, worth noting that all heroes, really, actually, except for Shillavi, still have 4 mana, which means that there are big plays possible. And if Astrida doesn't get to attack and transform a minion here, I mean, as it stands, I'm still not sure how Irvine survives the assault in lane 1, as Eric has 7 minions. Astrida is going to flip that over and make that 8-1 on her turn. I'm not sure how he survives that.
So we could see a safeguard from Ishitas to prevent that.
Okay, that is true. We have seen the safeguard. That is fair. With only 2 minions on the field, that would be the case. Ishitas is well positioned to protect both of them. But even with that, that still means that there's an 8+ lead versus a maximum of 5. So as long as Astrida leads with anything decent, you could still wipe it out. Like if you get a 2 or a 3, that's 5 or 6. And then that just wipes the tower out. Well, I guess Ishitas would attack a minion. So actually you might be able to hang on by 1 with a safeguard. Ooh! Oh. Or you just kill Astrida because there are of minions. Strength of the pack. 8? Yep.
8 because one of those is in the bush?
Correct. So strength of the pack, let's pull that one up. Again, we've seen it before, but deal damage to target hero equal to the number of minions in their line of sight. So interestingly enough, even though that minion is in the bush, because it's Astrida, she gets to see it. So therefore, Astrida down to 5 HP.
Give me a second here.
Uh-oh. Two damage on the flip. All right. Dead minion. Always a plus there. Now, Ishitosk does have 2 mana left. Is he going to save that? No, the minion is in the bush is seen. Because of Astrida. It's Astrida's line of sight.
Friendly. It's friendly.
Yeah. So Astrida gets to see it. This is where you get to type ignore me.
Yep.
All good. So, in this situation, if there was another Call of the Pack, this would be a good time to use it. You could just kill off Astrida here. And a lead from the deck. 2 mana left means that I think he's waiting for the safeguard play. I believe this is smart because with the safeguard play here, you are going to prevent the to kill a minion, spawn a minion.
Leading from deck with Ishitosk.
Yeah, so big faith in the deck there. Kind of screwed him over in the previous lead as he did get the 1 versus the 3. Let's see how it shakes out this time. Each player having 2 heroes left to activate, Astrida and Freyhill for Eric, Nantaka and Astrida for Irvine.
So it's going to be 6 to 7 over there right now. Assuming there is a safeguard and Astrida leads with a 3, that'll be 10 to 6. Win by 4, minions save 2, so he would be able to survive with 2.
Well, the thing is, though, it's a lead from the deck, and I don't believe that's predicted, so it's a little bit risky that we assume that's a 3. If it was from hand, I would agree with the calculation. But as it is from deck, it's Irvine's going for a gamble here. I mean, I don't know that he has too much choice left, but
yeah, he only has 2 cards in hand.
Yeah, that is a bit of an issue. Now, what 2 cards those are? Very, very important, as he still has a lot of mana available for him. He's got 2 heroes with 4, 2 heroes with 2. Oh, no! This is where you play the safeguard.
Safeguard. Does he have it?
Show me. No! No safeguard. Oh, that is a feels bad, man. And now, I think you just die. Yeah. Now you just die. Because Astrida moves into the bush, and she leads. So, is this a lead from the hand or from the deck? I don't think it matters, actually.
It is from deck. I'm trying to think of anything Irvine can do about that, and I can't think of anything.
Nope, because Ishitosk would be the taxi player, so let's see. So, let's assume...
Oh, wait. Nantaka call the queen to kill Astrida.
Can Nantaka get over?
Or is Call the Queen only adjacent to friendly minions or adjacent to any minion?
That is an excellent question. Let's bring that up because I don't remember how that card works because I have not played Nantaka for quite some time. So let's bring that card up. Call of the Queen. Oh, I have all the cards here. Of course, we can just do this. Where's the Qs? Call of the Queen. Q. Quicksand. Call of the Queen is the C, not a Q. Why am I? Oh my god. I need caffeine.
Oh, all right. Well, there's the card.
There we go. Looks like we're conceding. Okay, so we're not even going to waste time. Yep. All right, well, it looks like that is the concession there from Irvine, realizing no way out from that play there. So call the Queen. That's Call the Pack. So call the Queen, as we can see there, apply Frenzy to Nantaka, hit all heroes adjacent to and in line of sight of friendly minions in addition to their original targets. Unfortunately, there are no minions left, which means that you can't do that.
Yep, it is friendly though.
It is friendly, yes. So, interestingly enough, had Tosk gone second, you could have used the Nantaka to use Call the Queen and get the Astrida there, I think. and then use the Call the Pack to finish her, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and chat with the players and wrap this one up here, I think.
Yep.
Nope, that's not how we transfer.
Yeah, it was a rough game for him.
Good game.
Game for RG.
Oh,
Really?
it's
Are you
sure?
sloshed?
I'm ready for a nap. I
Yep.
am ready for a nap.
Come on, he went after Shalavi. I mean, I forced him to, and then he decided to go after him. I thought that was exciting. So then Frail.
It was exciting until you expended more healing than my local hospital in order to keep her alive.
Yeah, Frail heard the warning sirens and switched lanes. For,
That was very good defense on your part, though, I will say.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, and I didn't know what to do with Frail. Like, I was almost going to bring Frail all the way over the turn before and let him have the dome, just because I was really worried about Shillavi, because Bloodlust is the way I lose. And then I was like, I really don't want to give him that stupid bear. So she decided to go to the middle, but I still don't know what the right answer is there. That was an interesting one.
Well, interestingly, if Freyhill wasn't in the dome, I believe you would have ended up tying, because Ishitosk, Bilvar both had 3s, so you would have ended up tying in the dome. So,
Sure, but he could have sent a guy into the dome if he really wanted to, right? He gets.
That's true. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. The butterfly effect. Yeah, by you sending Freyhill into the dome, that procs a different play, and so that's a fair argument as well.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what he wanted to do there. I mean, it looked like he was pushing that pretty hard, but he only had 1 lead, and it ended up being a 1, which.
Yeah, that cost me.
Yeah. I mean, if the redirect worked, and what's interesting is if the redirect works, I think I keep Brilvar in the dome and just go with presence there. But when the redirect failed, I was like, I can't risk it. Like, numbers could be bad and everything. So I decided to come over and throw the presence in this lane. So if I could have gotten to lane 1, I might have even done that into the presence to put more pressure on. But I couldn't, because that dang slow, and I was so scared of another grasp of graphite. That just
Irvin,
man.
do you remember how many times you cast Grasp of Graphite against me when we played?
I do, yeah, because it's right over here when we were playing, and I just kept on going. No, you can't move.
Yeah, I think you did it at least. I think it was maybe 4 times they used it against me in that game.
I love
that. It was at least 3. It was at least 3.
I mean, it's so brutal because the person's slow already. They almost always try and use their skirmish, right? And then you fail that one, and then all they have left is a move, and it's like, moving 1 hex is dumb. That's why Brilvar just stayed there next to Ixatosk. I was like, okay. And then the next turn, I was like, dang it, I got to do this again. I can't get over to her lane. If he has another Grasp for Grand, I'm just stuck here, I mean, it was like, oh. So,
yeah, it's brutal.
That card with Exhaust is great.
I do have one question for Irvin. It didn't affect the game at all, but I'm just curious. What was your reasoning for moving Nelaglin over here?
So, I didn't want to get revenged by Shalavi.
Okay.
Because I was afraid maybe he'd flip +3, bring him down quite a bit, then he still has 2 heroes. So I was like, well, if I move him over here, he can't be pushed anywhere right now away from the control token. That was my whole reason.
But on the other hand, you're playing Eric.
Hey, I won one of my matches because I had to go and do a frail nuke the other game.
Yep,
so
I can confirm this happened.
That's right, it was Kirito. But yeah, I mean, I would have loved him to stay there. I get the revenge. Brilvar gets to grab them both in case we go to an extra round, right? And then I might choose to have Frail try and bomb with the shelter and some attacks. So.
All right, well, that was certainly a game there. Very well played by both of you. It was very unclear in the early game what was happening, and then a couple key plays later, we're like, ooh, this is looking a little bit spicier, and that will now bring the August qualifier, I guess, to a close. Have we done the 3rd place match yet? I think we still have that going, don't we?
There is no 3rd place match.
Oh,
Only 3 people qualified for the top. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then.
Shadow Slayer is 3rd.
Shadow Slayer is 3rd. Yep.
There we go. Okay. Well, in that case, the August qualifier officially is done, and the July qualifier needs to get the 3rd place match wrapped up. Hopefully we can get that done some point here soon. Then we will be ready. The next tournament, of course, the September World Qualifier is going to be asynchronously scheduled. So sign up for that. The last one I thought worked out pretty well for the July scheduling. And then, of course, the October one is going to be another single day event. That one happens sometime in October. I forget what it is, but it is a Sunday. So look forward to that. And then hopefully by that time, we can set up and maybe have some of the new heroes available for the last chance qualifier, because who doesn't like trying brand new stuff at a world qualifying tournament?
Yep. And also, just note, we normally swap back and forth Ashen and Tulane.
Yes.
Because we wanted everybody that did an async this year to have a chance at each map. This next qualifier will be Tulane again.
Yes.
And then the one after that will be Ashen Pass. So it'll be Tulane, then Ashen Pass.
Yes. So Tulane async for September, and then the all-day event Sunday will be on Ashen Pass at that point in October.
I just realized I got 4th place in this event.
You did?
Nice.
I didn't make top cuts, but I got 4.
There you go. I gave you applause, Ryan. We're proud of you.
Thank you. I don't really call that was more of a slow clap than an applause, but thanks anyway.
That's because I'm tired and I can't muster up enough energy to give you a rapid applause.
Okay. Anyway, Eric, congratulations on winning the August qualifier. And as RG just said, August is officially done before July.
Amen.
I have a feeling that's going to happen for the next two also.
And now, RG, remind me,
yes.
Who are we waiting on to finish July?
We're waiting on myself and Bond. Because what happened is Bond said I'm available on X days, and I said I'm available on Y days, which meant that the schedules couldn't clash. And then this week happened, and so therefore I am 50% responsible for holding the results up. Now, of course, we're really what we're playing for really doesn't matter. We're basically just playing for 300 shards because Gameslayer did win the July qualifier, and since he had already qualified, the second place person, Mateus, did receive the wildcard invite to the World Championship. So really, it's not that important, but we still do want to get it to get the standings sorted out and the prizes awarded.
Do you and Bond already have enough shards to qualify for the November qualifier?
I have no idea. I think with this one, I'll be close. I have like I think like 25 or something beforehand, so that will put me up to like 31. So by playing just through like the clashes, I will have enough.
Got it.
So it's basically like play up and like what kind of prizes can I buy from the store at the end of the season.
Right. Cool.
I have no idea where Bond is, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
You gotta get those tendies.
I hate you.
Exactly. Yep, we got to get those tendies. Speaking
of
tendies and Mateus
I'm muting you now.
Eric qualifying, we do have at some point soon, hopefully soon, I guess I can't promise soon, we should try and plan our next episode of Outsiders Only.
Yeah, we should. We can
are you going to bring Matthias and me both on and we can like fight?
You guys can have a
showdown. Sure, why not? Yeah, there's a good idea. Let's just do that. Yeah, I'm tired of defending positions that I don't necessarily agree with. No, I lied. I have agreed with every position I defend with. Yeah, but let's have the guests fight it out. That would be more fun. That way, Zeragul and I can kick back and enjoy the popcorn.
And me. Don't forget about me.
No, we're muting you.
All right. Well, we should probably close out this stream.
We should. Gentlemen, do we have any final thoughts before we go ahead and call it a day?
Nope. Thank you very much, Irvine. It was a great game. I appreciate it.
Great game by both of you.
Yeah, good game. Yep. Thanks again.
Everyone loves those control mirrors.
I really do. I really do. It was brain melting at times. It's really interesting to me.
I had great control mirrors against both of you, and then I got to see you guys have a control mirror against each other. It was awesome.
Yep.
And 3 of the people in this chat right now can agree with that. The control mirrors are great.
Well, just because the majority has an opinion doesn't make them right.
I got to play a guy on the Clash this week who is relatively new. I was his 6th Clash game.
Okay.
And he's played a control deck as a new person, which is kind of, not normal. And so he played against me, and he'd only played against red and yellow decks up till then. And so he was like, well, I am learning a lot. I didn't realize this is a game of Skytear could be played this way. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
I'll have to find out who this person is and teach him the right way.
I think he already knows the right way.
False. All right, well, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in, joining us. On behalf of Eric, IrvinePerson, and Ryan, thank you for joining us. We will see you guys tomorrow, actually, for Skytear Sunday. Tune in.
Oh yes,
Okay,
we have the
thank you.
wacky Sky Tier Sunday tomorrow.